the tester will go into the server, log in into the server, see the application, or they can see the code, this GitHub repository. That
As
I'm
I said,
confused.
they make a replica of those code in the testing environment.
Okay. They will
They
replicate the entire
yeah
repository
yeah
and then they will perform the
not
testing.
entire repository, that particular code basically,
Okay,
which is
the
ready for the
particular,
test, which is ready for the test.
okay, okay, got it, got it.
On that they
Fine,
work.
fine. Now clear. Fine.
Fine. Yeah.
The staging is
Pre-prod,
pre-production
pre-prod,
phase.
yeah, pre-production.
Okay, got it. Fine. Yes.
Fine. So, yeah, so it's a good question. I always endorse such kind of queries if a candidate is having because such kind
Yes.
of queries are, it shows that you are actively listening the things, right? So that is
Yes,
a good
always.
thing.
I'm a
Yeah.
very good listener.
Yeah. Not even not even listening, you are also understanding. That is why these kind of question will come into your mind, right? So that is
Yes,
the thing.
yes.
Yeah. So many times people or candidates are not candidates are listening but not understanding the things. So it happens. But if these things are coming into your mind, that means you are actively participating here. That is a good thing,
Yes, yes.
right?
Whenever I have doubt, I will start asking questions. That is
That
my
is
habit.
that and that is called the auditor mindset,
Ah.
right? So you have inbuilt
Yes.
auditor mindset. You don't need to you can use it. You don't need to
Yes.
what we call
Even when
generate
I
it.
go to the audit now, I will to the SME itself, I will start asking question how you are doing it. Tell me the technical things as well. That's
Mm,
but
that is
they are very
the
helpful. They
it,
always teach me.
mm, it is a very good outlook actually you are having, and it will help you
Mm.
and support you in long term of your audit
Yes.
journey. Okay.
Mm.
So audit evidence. So basically, audit evidence is the evidences or the documentation we ask related to perform to the particular audit. Okay, so what are the characteristic? What should be the characteristic of a good evidence? So it should suffice your requirement. Okay, so
Mm.
it should be appropriate. It should be reliable, relevant. It should be timely, and it should be verifiable. So sufficient means as per the requirement, whatever is and requirement and scope of the audit that that evidence should be generated. It should be appropriate. Appropriate means it should be not less than, not more than that. If you ask that
Mm.
we need this requirement, only that particular requirement should be given to you, right? That is called the appropriate. Reliable. Reliable means you can trust on it. Means it should be come from the authorized person. Suppose
Mm.
you are asking any evidence for the MFA. So for the MFA, those who are managing the MFA, uh, those or conferring the MFA, those application owner should able to provide those evidences. Okay, relevant. It should be relevant. Means it should be uh, as per the requirement, like as per the scope and as per the you know as per the sampling,
Location or
yeah, no, as
yes.
per the sampling, whatever period you have asked, the exact
Mm.
sample size should be given to you. So that is called the
Yes.
relevant. It should not have irrelevant data, right?
Mm.
Like you are asking for last 1 week for a particular days, but editor has provided you a last 2 weeks. So
Mm.
that will be an extra data he has provided that is irrelevant, right? It should be
Got it.
timely. It should be timely means the period for which it has been asked, it should be given in that period, right? And
Mm.
verifiable means it should be verifiable. Suppose you have asked you've asked the evidence uh, into the spreadsheet format, but they have given you into the PDF. So in that case, the formatting due to the misconfiguration of the formatting, it is the data is not coming, or you are not able to
Hmm.
filter it out, right? So that you are not able to verify it, right, from your end. So it should be properly verifiable. So these are the characteristics of a good evidence. Types of evidence we can basically uh, consider here, like what kind of types of evidence we can ask, like it can be a documentary, it can be physical evidence, electronic evidence, testimonial evidence, analytical evidence. So these are the types of evidence we can ask. Under the documentary, you can ask for the policy, procedures, or
Hmm.
contracts. Physical evidence, you can inspect for the data center. Uh, You can ask for the rights to access for the data center. Server inventory, you can ask to, someone can escort you to the server and can help you in uh, performing the audit of the server, right? So that is comes
Yes.
under the physical one. Electronic evidence like SIEM logs, CloudTrail logs, window events, or Azure activity logs. Can ask for that. Testimonials are
Hmm.
like interviews. You can have interview with the business process owner. You can have an interview with the head of the department. You can interview with the process owner, application owner, or you can walk through. You can perform the walkthrough discussions basically.
Hmm.
So a walkthrough is basically required when you ask any evidence, but audit is unable to provide you due to some privacy issue. So for that, you can also ask for, you know, to have a walkthrough so that you can know that you can validate the evidence, right?
Hmm.
So that is why walkthrough is required. Analytical. So analytical evidence like trend analysis, exception report, dashboard, right? These can ask trend analysis like last 1 year audit report you can ask so that you can identify the trend where is the consistently gap will be shown in the report, right? So you can identify or you can judge based on that trend that there would be possibility that these are the gray area where the gaps can be identified this year also, because from the last 1 year from this particular area, these gaps has been identified, right? So through the trend also you can able to identify the possibility of having the gaps. Then exception reports you can ask if there is any exception, like there is a change management happened and there is accept and it was very urgent and necessary, and so in that case uh, basically emergency changes happen. So for that, documentation is not required at that moment of time, but later on it can be documented. So that is called the exceptional reports that can be asked if they are having any. Then dashboard, you can also ask for the dashboard which will be presented to the business. So it will give you
Hmm.
a entire security posture that where is the issue, where is not the issue. So these are the type of the reports you can ask from the team basically. So if we talk about the evidence hierarchy, so we can divide into the weakest, moderate, and strongest. In three way we can divide or segregate.
Hmm.
So strongest evidence would be system generated logs. These are the having the high weightage, very strong evidence can be considered. Database records, configuration exports. From those, because system cannot lie, right? Human
Yes,
can lie,
yes.
but system cannot. System can show what is the data, but there would be possibility that it can be tampered. But thing is that
Hmm.
if it is not tampered, then system will reflect the actual data. Okay,
Hmm.
so system generated logs are one of the strongest one. Then database records and configuration export. Moderate Under the moderate evidences, we have approved documents and tickets. Suppose approved
Hmm.
documents for the onboarding of a new employee, manager has given the acceptance. Okay, sorry. So that is for the approved document. And if they are using any ticketing tool, they can share that ticket. That through that ticket you
From the
can,
ITSM tool.
yeah, through that ticket basically you can follow the entire life cycle of the ticket, when it is created, when when the ticket has been processed, when it is closed, right? Like this.
Hmm.
And the weakest part of the evidence is the verbal statement without corroboration.
Hmm.
So verbal statement, like management is said that we have patched all the critical assets from last 6 months. There is no gap. We have done everything. We have regularly patched it, right? This
Hmm.
statement was given by the management, but thing is that we cannot rely on that. Being an auditor, although it is come from the
Yes.
management, but in order to believe on that, we required a ground level supported evidence, right? So,
Hmm.
so that verbal commitment is the weakest one, weakest statement, weakest evidence. Okay,
Type of evidence. Yes.
yeah. So, so this is the types of evidences. Source of evidences. Under the source of evidences, basically, being an auditor, you should not rely only on a single source of evidence. You should ask for the multiple source of evidence, and you should gather all the evidences from all the possible multiple source. Okay.
Hmm.
So if you are going to perform a access review, you should not only ask for the uh, uh, access policy. You can ask for the uh, uh, from the from the HR team also. You can ask for the new employee onboarding uh, uh, report, basically for the last month. Also, you can go for the system generated report. Also, you can go for the approval on those from the management. So wherever and whatever possible things would come related with that control, to verify that, you
Hmm.
can ask for the multiple evidence from the multiple reports, basically, right? You should not rely on the single evidence or the single
Yes.
single source, single point of source. Okay. So primary sources would be primary source of evidence would be your policies, procedures, uh, system configurations, audit logs, monitoring tool, database, ticketing system, CMDB, HR records, and cloud portals.
Hmm.
These are your primary source of uh,
Evidences.
yeah, primary source of the evidences, basically. So so you can while collecting the list while collecting the evidences, you can refer multiple source. Always you have to refer multiple source, right? With respect to your
Hmm.
control. So it will strengthen your capability to verify those evidence that control. Okay. And you will be ensured that whether that control is working properly or not.
Hmm.
Similarly, enterprise security tools evidence on the enterprise level, uh, you can refer Microsoft Sentinel, Splunk, which is for SIEM, CrowdStrike, Defender XDR, Qualys, Tenable, the ServiceNow, Jira, Azure Portal. These are basically tools related with the basically endpoint to collect the endpoint evidences, and SOC and SIEM tools, and uh, cloud tools. So these are comes under the enterprise security tools basically. So
Hmm.
you can refer these also. So I'm taking an example like for an MFA is enabled or not, you can ask for the intra ID report. Firewall rules are properly configured or not. You can ask for the firewall you can ask for the firewall report, export report. Patch management,
Hmm.
you can go for the SCCM or Intune report,
Hmm.
right? Backup. For the backup, you can go for the backup logs. For change management, service now change management ticket monitoring, you can use the same alert. So, so against which control, what kind of evidence you can ask? Uh, this this I have shown you.
I can see PDF only.
Yeah, I mean that PDF. I'm explaining that PDF only basically.
Ah, yes, yes.
So
I thought you
yes.
were saying symptom diagram.
No, 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 there's no diagram actually. I'm explaining on basis of that PDF only,
Okay,
right?
okay.
So for basically, if we talk about the technical testing workflow, so on the top we have a policy review. We can go for the policy review, then we can go for the interview with the business owner, application owner. Then we can go for check for the system configuration.
Hmm.
Then log review. We can go for the system log review, then sampling that sample testing. We can ask for the sample for the testing, then evidence. Well, then after that, for those samples, we can validate the evidence, and then we have to go. We can go for the audit conclusion. So in this way, we will perform the basically testing. So
Hmm.
on the top, there should be a policy. Then you can go for the based on that you can go for the departmental interview, then you go for the system configuration test, audit, then you go for the you can ask for the log reviews, sample, you can ask for the sample testing. Samples you can ask these are the sample evidence you are asking for the you would ask for the evidences based on the sample, then you review those samples and validate it, and then come up to the conclusion, right? So in
Hmm.
this way you need to work, right? So to talk about the electronic evidence, right? So electronic evidence is basically a digitally stored information used to support audit conclusion. Okay, so electronic evidence is having the highest uh, what we call weightage basically under the evidence category. Okay, because
Hmm.
they are the system, they can be system generated evidences. Okay, and it will help you to validate the it will help you to close the control, right?
Okay.
So so it is uh, it is having the highest weightage, or on these you can rely the most. Okay, so that include that that you can ask for the multiple system electronic evidences like Windows event logs. You can ask for the Linux system log, syslog, Azure activity logs, AWS
Hmm.
cloud trails. If you are working on a database, you can ask for Oracle audit logs or SQL audit logs. You can similarly ask for the Active Directory, firewall configurations, SIEM alerts, GitHub audit logs or Azure DevOps security logs. So these are the, basically logs which are basically generated from the tool itself, right? So
Hmm.
they are the one on which you can rely the most, right?
Yes.
Right. Then we have audit sampling basically. So basically, sample can be of four. We can follow the four sampling approaches: random, statistical, judgmental, and risk-based approach for sampling.
Random statistical judgmental. Yes, yes.
So, and if we broadly speaking, we can also segregate it into two forms, statistical sampling and non-statistical statistical sampling. Okay. For the statistical sampling, basically we have a random sampling, systematical sampling, stratified sampling, attribute sampling, and verifiable sampling. These comes under the statistical sampling, and non-statistical sampling, we can go for judgment sampling, convenience sampling, haphazard sampling, and risk-based sampling. These are under the comes under the non-statistical sampling.
So in your PDF, it is not there. Okay.
Yeah, in PDF it is not there basically. We will because the everything we cannot include into a single PDF because content is very large. So
Hmm.
that is why only the heading and few part we have included in into the period into this PDF basically. Uh, but don't worry of that. We will provide you all the documents. Okay. So you just do you require it
So,
in detail? Uh,
like, if it is asked in CISA, then I mean in detail, like how many types
mm-hmm.
of sampling are there? If they start asking like which one will you
No.
use?
Okay, okay. We will ask the team to provide you the detail PDF also because what
Ah,
PDF I have
yes.
received from the company is this one which we need to basically because it is not possible for us also to include everything, if we go into
Mm-hmm.
the CISA review manual, if you go into that, then you will see
But
that
if
there are lots of
you have like
knowledges.
topic level notes, na, then
Mm-hmm.
that you can provide. I mean, most of the topics I'm fine, but in some like DevOps, like
Mm-hmm.
SDLC, the sampling
No
technique.
problem. I will ask team to provide you. Okay, you will get it.
uh,
No problem.
uh,
And so no need to worry on that. You just need to understand
Okay.
right now if you have any issue or I mean if you not anything which is not you're not getting, so just let me know. I'll explain twice. Okay, so don't worry on
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah. Yes.
Okay, so these are the only types of testing basically uh, I mentioned. So
Mm,
so basically while going for the sampling, so we will choose like sample selection, population size, what sampling method we are used, and what you are covering, what we are going to cover, and what are the exceptions which we should exclude it. Okay, so these things we should consider while uh, going for the sampling.
mm,
Okay, so I'm taking an example like sampling exclude all production administrator. So it will be a risk because under the sampling you have excluded all the production administrator. So critical control failure may remain undetected. If in case any critical failure happen, so it will remain undetected. So it will be under the high risk. So user risk-based sampling will has to be performed, right? Because we need to identify where is the exactly risk lies into the system. So majorly we will go for the risk-based sampling. Okay. Uh, risk-based sampling is is majorly we will basically uh, we will prefer,
mm,
because all the other type of sampling like random sampling, systematic sampling, stratified sampling, attribute sampling, verify, these are the sampling method we use in the basically into the statistic. But if we talk about the related with the into in the, under the scope of the CISA, so majorly risk-based sampling will be considered. Okay, so because our main objective of CISA is to identify the risk right into the
mm,
system. So that is why we recommend the risk-based sampling.
mm,
Computer assisted audit technique. Okay, these are basically software tools basically on for the performance of the audit basically. So these tools can have a capability to analyze large data set, can identify exceptions, test controls, perform continuous auditing, and detect fraud. Okay, so these are used into the enterprise audit. Uh, so that is why it is called the basically computer assisted audit techniques.
yeah,
So under that, there are many tools will come like Power BI, SQL, Python, Splunk. Okay, so these are the automated tools, right? So these are comes under the CAT. You got my
mm,
point?
okay,
ServiceNow, Jira, okay, Datadog. These all these things, these all these enterprise level tools you can what you can see around you at the
mm,
enterprise level tool. These are all are example of CAT tools, computer assisted audit technique. Okay,
mm,
so technical testing. So the technical testing basically, and this walk through the typical technology stack and enterprise IS audit must be able to technically review. So basically, it focus basically on the technical part of the testing, how auditor is capable to performing tests on the technical part, like whether he is capable to or aware about the technical tools like GitHub or Azure DevOps or firewalls or Active Directory, IAM, PAM. So, like, are the auditor is capable of or enough capable to, perform the audit on this technical tool or not? So that is called the technical testing basically.
mm,
Okay, because the auditor never rely only on the interview. Like you have uh, you have met with your business or process owner and you interview with them, and he informed that okay, yes, these application are critical for me, and we are doing the regular audit on that. So there is no gap from last 2 months or 6 months. So you cannot rely solely on tech on the verbal things. Okay, so you should be aware about how to perform technical tests at the ground level. So you should be aware about these tools.
mm,
Suppose take an example of Active Directory. Okay. So you have to perform an audit of Active Directory. So what are the uh, area which you can look during the audit is like you can go you can check for the password policy for AD, then domain
mm,
admin group. Okay, what are the domain admin group? MFA you can check, dormant account you need
mm.
to check, and privilege access. Okay, so these are the major things. These are the major basically area where we can perform an uh, you can review these area to perform the audit. Okay, for the Active Directory.
Yes.
Similarly, for the Windows, you can check for the group policy. You can check for the AD users, event views. Similarly, Linux, you can check for the secure shell SSH, system log, syslog. You can check for
Mm,
cloud like Azure, or you can check for the rollback access control teams MFA. For AWS, you can check for IAM Cloud Trail. So
mm.
you should aware about how to deal with these technical tools. You understand? You got my point. So you should
Yes.
aware about. You should have that technical mindset, so that you can also verify it from at your end also. Got it?
Mm,
So these things. Uh, I mean, these are not in detail will be discussed in CISA, but they are expecting that you should have these kind of knowledge, so that
all right.
so that the SME or subject matter expert cannot make you,
Full.
should not divert you, right? So
Yes.
you should you must have at certain level you must have knowledge of these things, that how to work with the tool or how to validate these things.
Mm,
So walkthrough follow a process from start to finish to confirm that the documented procedure must actual practice. So during the walkthrough, basically we should ensure that uh, whatever has been mentioned by the document owner or product owner or application owner, it should be properly in the same way mentioned into the document. So we perform walkthrough to validate the same, right? So if in the policy it is mentioned that all the users should follow uh, the strong password policy, and that should be like a combination of alphanumeric and special character. So uh, it should be mentioned properly into the policy itself, so that we can check through walkthrough. Okay, and
mm,
on the practical end, where we need to go to the AD, we need to see there we can basically check that the same policy has been deployed or not. We can check from there. Okay, so that will act as
mm,
an evidence for us. And once what so we can validate whatever mentioned in the policy, it should also reflected into the tool. You got my point,
mm.
right? So in this way, this is the main objective of doing the walkthrough basically.
Okay.
So, if we take an example of user provisioning, so if we are doing the walkthrough, then we can go for the HR creation employee. We should look for that HR creates an employee, manager requests the access, IAM approves the request, Active Directory account created, MFA enabled, and user access application. So before user can access the application, these things should come earlier. Like HR will
Mm,
create the employee, manager request access, manager will grant them access. IAM approved their request. Okay, Active Directory create an account of those new
mm,
users into the application. MFA enable them, and then after that user able to is able to access the application. So
yes.
these are the step we auditor has to verify for the user provisioning purpose.
Mm,
So if we talk about the evidences, what kind of evidences we require. So we can ask for the process flow, we can ask for the SOP, we can ask for the tickets related with that, approvals, system logs, we can ask approval records, screenshots, workflow, configuration. These things we can ask for evidence to validate it. You
mm,
got my point?
yes.
Design effectiveness. So basically, effectiveness, again, I have already discussed that it is basically required to assess the working of the particular application or particular control. So so how effective is this design? We need to check here. Like under the design effectiveness, we will check whether suppose what the control is saying is the application is designed to suffice that control or not, right? And
Mm,
because what the control is saying is being supported by the policy, okay? Because it is mentioned in the policy that access, provisioning and deprovisioning should have proper procedure, and okay, so that will be supported by your control, that in order to provision the access, what are the key steps you have to follow, right? That that should be properly evaluated. So design
mm,
effectiveness, being an auditor, you have to check whether that control on design perspective is working in the same way or not, right? So in that way, you need to evaluate the control objectives are clearly defined or not, the control address the identified risk, whether the control is properly addressing that risk or not. Because a risk is here, what is the risk? Risk is if it is not properly designed, unauthorized access can take place. Okay, so this is the risk. So we need to check that, and then roles and responsibilities are assigned. So proper roles and responsibilities has been assigned to the particular user or not, who is onboarded first time. Then approval mechanism exists, whether the proper approval mechanism exists or not. You got my point. From the respective
yes.
manager, approval is being taken, has been taken or not. Then segregation of duty is maintained. So segregation of duties is, uh, can you explain what is segregation of duty and why it is
Segregation of
important?
duty.
Yeah,
Yeah, to m- to maintain the maker and checker role.
yeah.
Same person cannot do it and I mean do it and then validate his own work.
Yeah, yes, yes,
That's why you have to segregate the duties. Like you have to
yes,
do only
yes.
the checkings. Another person has to check
And
it.
same person cannot validate their own work. You got my
Ah,
point.
yes,
So,
correct.
that is why segregation of duties uh, maintained. So we need to check that
Mm,
also
mm,
while checking the design effectiveness, and monitoring is incorporated. Whether the proper monitoring has been performed or not. Okay, so
mm,
proper user reviews for joiners, movers, and leavers.
mm,
It should be properly reconciled. Okay, proper monitoring is take place. So these
Hmm.
things we need to basically uh, see, we need to check
Yes.
in the design effectiveness, under the design
Hmm.
effectiveness. Just a minute. Then we have operating effectiveness. Again, operating effectiveness basically again it's a next step to the design effectiveness. You have ensured that control is uh, properly working and properly designed to achieve the achieve what policy is saying. Okay,
Hmm.
those who are joiners, movers, and leavers are properly validated and properly authentication and authorized before granting the access is being take is being take takes place. Okay, so now next step is we need to check whether that control is really operated during the particular period of time or not, or it is just one, it is enabled in only 1 or 2 time it works. So that we have to ensure uh, and we'll check on the operating effectiveness basically, right? So
Hmm.
in that basically we can we can check this. We can ask for the last 6 month logs. We can ask for that.
Hmm.
We can review that whether this control is properly working or not, or what is the outcome of that. Whether the outcome is and that tool is or the process is capable of properly authorize the person or properly maintaining the JML records or not. These things we will check again. Again, I would say that you need not to rely on a single source of evidence. You have to ask for the
Multiple evidences.
multiple evidence evidences from the multiple resource.
Hmm.
Got my point?
Yes.
Because you cannot rely on the single resource basically. I'm sorry, the single source.
Hmm.
Okay. So this way we have to check the operating effectiveness. So the control is performed as designed, that we will check. It is executed consistently, that we will check. Evidence exists for each execution, that we have to check and explain. And exceptions are managed. If there is any exception, then we should have the justification for that exception. That
Right.
we need to check. Okay. So I'm taking an example for suppose a GitHub Enterprise. You are going to audit for that. So there you need to check for the operating effectiveness. You need to check the branch protection, whether proper branch protection is placed or not. Pull request review, who all are getting the pull request. Pull request, do you understand pull request?
Pull, like in the
Yeah,
coding.
yeah, in DevOps. So basically, pull request is like suppose uh, coder has performed the developed the code and then uh, for the testing the tester has asked the code. So
Hmm.
suppose there are 5 testers. So are the 5 testers are authorized to perform the test or not? Only 3 testers are authorized. So if the three
Hmm.
persons are authorized and other two are also or all 5 is requesting to access that code, that need to be validated, right? That is called the pull request
Yes. Yes.
because they are asking for the code, that code which need to be replicate in their testing environment so that they can perform test on that. You got my point? So that is
Yes.
called a
Yes.
pull
Got it.
request. Yeah, that is called the pull request. So we need to validate it. Only the authorized person should have the pull request, right?
Hmm.
Or who have an authority to test, right?
Hmm.
Then code scanning. Proper code scanning has been performed or not. Secret scanning, I have told you what is secret scanning. and
Hmm.
merge restriction. So merge restriction is something, suppose uh, developer are developing the code. Okay. So before merging it, and he has identified that they have performed some changes in the code. Okay. So before and they push it to the repository. So before merging, it will go to the manager. That request will
Hmm.
go to the manager. Manager will approve that whether uh, this change is approved or not. So he will review and then approve it. You
Okay.
got my point. For like suppose there is five developer who are working on the repository and develop the code. Three has uh, made some changes into the code and submitted.
Hmm.
Okay, and committed. Committed means submitted. And so before,
Basically same thing.
yeah, before reflecting the change, it should be uh, go for the approval for the commit to the manager.
Hmm.
Manager is only right to approve it whether
Approve
the
it.
changes are right or means it is necessary or not. He has a right to
Hmm.
approve it. Okay. So we need
Yes.
to check that. That is called the merge restrictions. Okay.
Hmm.
So these things we will check. So again, in order to validate this thing, we can ask for the evidence like approval record, change tickets, review logs, audit trails, screenshot, configuration exports.
Hmm.
So here I'm talking about that example. Talking about that DevOps one, right?
Hmm.
So
Hmm. Hmm.
I'm explaining in that context only.
Yes. No problem.
So if you talk about the major difference between design and effectiveness and operating effectiveness, so design or effectiveness is basically is the control design. We need to identify whether the control is designed correctly or not. Operating effectiveness is the control is operating correctly or not. Okay.
Hmm.
Design effectiveness is one-time evaluation, but operating effectiveness is tested over a period of time. You got my point?
Okay.
Design effectiveness is one time evaluation.
Hmm.
Operating effectiveness is that it is a testing over a period of time. There will be an n number of testing can be performed.
Hmm. Hmm.
Okay, to validate that operating effectiveness is working or not. Policy and design. It will be focus on the policy and design focus. Means it should reflect the policy, the design effectiveness. It has to follow the policy. That
Hmm.
what policy is saying? What policy is saying that provisioning and deprovisioning should have a proper procedure, right? So in order to convert that into the working part, that design, that control design we have developed. Okay, so it it is based on the policy. Okay,
Hmm.
and operating effectiveness is based on the execution and evidence focus. But how to achieve this one, how to achieve this design, that will be w- can be able to design based on the operating effectiveness. So operating effectiveness is how to execute it, how you are achieving that, how you ensure that the users are properly provisioned and deprovisioned. That you need to implement, uh, a role-based access control, access-based access control,
Hmm.
right? You need to implement MFA, SSO, right? All these things you
Hmm.
need to implement. So, so execution-wise, how you will going to execute it, and so it is basically operating effectiveness is based on the execution and evidence focus. Okay, so this is one of the important uh, point actually. So design effectiveness is policy and design focus, and operating effectiveness is execution and evidence focus. Okay,
Hmm.
understood.
Yes.
Okay. So design effectiveness basically address the intended risk. Intended risk means uh, because intended risk is that risk because what policy is saying,
Inherent one.
yeah, what policy is saying, they have to basically work according to that. They have to
Hmm.
develop their control in that way. Okay.
Hmm.
So that is a intended risk, and yeah, and the operating effectiveness confirm the consistent operation.
Hmm.
Under the operating effectiveness, it confirms the consistent operation. Consistently, we need to regularly perform it, test it, and then evaluate it. So all these things will comes
Hmm.
under the operating effectiveness. It's an ongoing process. You can say like this. Got it?
Yes.
So that is a major
Test
difference
of
between.
design and test of effectiveness, we used to say it.
Yes, yes. So this is the major difference between these two.
Hmm.
Audit documentation and work paper basically. So while performing the audit, there are a number of documents and paper we need to manage basically. So example like we need to have a planning document. We need to have a document related with the field work which we have performed. Uh,
Hmm.
what are the reports, types of reports we are uh, generating or we required, and the follow-up documents, right? So under the
Hmm.
planning document, we should have audit charter, scope, document with us, risk methodology. We should have
Hmm.
audit program. We should have under the field work, the what are the evidences uh, we 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 have asked from the auditee, screenshots, configurations, right? And interview notes or sampling. So these things we can ask, or it will come under the field work. Under the reporting
Hmm.
part, what are the what are the key findings basically we identified during the audit? Management, what are the management responses? What are the final report? These things we basically document we need to maintain for this. Then follow up, remediation evidence, closure memos. These things we need to these things will come under the follow-up basically,
Hmm.
right? So so these things comes under the types of working paper basically. Then we have audit findings structure. Before that, basically, we should aware about the documentation principle. So whatever documents we are basically collecting or we are asking from the evidence, and they should have some important characteristics. That
Hmm.
characteristic include it should be complete, it should be accurate, it should be clear, it should be traceable, it should be reviewed and confidential. You got my point. All the documents
Hmm.
should be complete and accurate in terms of the scope, right? It should be clear, traceable. It can be traceable means traceable. Traceable audit document means. Are you aware what does it mean by traceable document?
Traceable.
Have you ever involved into the preparation of documentation of policies and procedure or drafting of
Yes,
that?
yes, yes. Yes, yes.
So, so you should be aware about traceable document. What do you mean by traceable?
Like version control.
Correct. Versioning. Okay.
Yes, then.
So versioning is one of the important things so that we should aware about or any
Hmm.
auditor will come to so if we mention the version control into the document, so that auditor can aware about that when the last this document was reviewed, right? Or approved,
Mm-hmm.
right? So
Yes.
that is called the traceable. Okay. Audit finding. So basically, under the audit finding, basically we should clearly explain like what happened to the what happened to the audit, what should have happened yet, or why did it happen, what is the impact,
Mm,
how should it be corrected. You should ask these kind of questions. What
mm,
happened? Like you can ask to the auditees that what happened to the if it is not implemented, then what happened, right? Or
mm,
this control is not work properly for the long period of time, then what would be the impacted? Why should have happened these things? Why these things or why this will going to impact the business? You can describe to the auditee why did it happen? Why if that particular control is not implemented, then what would be the uh, what we call the effect
impact.
or impact of yeah impact of that, right?
Mm,
So how it should be corrected, and what are the remediation or remedies we can go for it, right?
mm,
So we need to identify the root cause analysis. We can go for the SCAPA, corrective action and preventive action, right? So these
yes.
things we can ask, right? So again, we have a risk rating methodology. Basically, a risk rating methodology help management to allocate resources to the most significant issue first. Like uh, we should be able to rate the risk so that those assets who are most vulnerable or who are posing most risk to the business toward the business, we should able to basically identify that and will work on it and implement the control on it so that we can mitigate the risk, right? So risk can
Mm,
be the likelihood of risk can be categorized into low, medium, and high category, and low, medium, high, and critical basically. Similarly, the impact can be classified into low, medium, high, and critical impact. Okay,
mm,
so risk is basically likelihood into cross impact. Okay, what are the likelihood means what are the possibilities? Okay, and what would be the impact on the business? So risk can be calculated as a multiplication of likelihood and impact. Likelihood means what are the possibilities that particular uh, threat can going to impact the asset. Okay, and
mm,
what is the amount of impact? You got my point. Whether it is a minimal or moderate or high, right?
yes.
So that can be. So on the basis of that, we can basically assess the risk.
Mm.
So that is comes under the risk rating basically. And have you ever worked on any GRC tool, automated tool?
Mm, no, not.
There are many GRC tools are available through which you know And this audit will activity can be speed up using that.
Hmm.
Like audit board. Audit board is one of the tool.
Audit board.
Yeah. And RSA Archer is also.
I I heard of RSA Archer, but never used it.
You
Like
have not. Okay.
only big companies use this tools. That's why.
Hmm. Okay. Okay. You did not get a chance to work on this, right?
No, no.
Fine. Fine. Because I'm telling you in now coming days and after this AI, basically most of the employer most of the organizations are using this audit this automated tool, right?
Hmm.
So that what happened they uh, so it will basically reduce the man force actually, and also the time consumption in performing and performing the audit and delivering the result will be less.
Hmm.
So it is important for nowadays to just have a knowledge on any one of the tool. RSA Archer would be the best. Okay, so try to take knowledge on any of the tool. It would be recommended because on coming days, I don't think that manual intervention is always there, but it will be reduced. You got my point?
Yes. And
Uh,
then for that I have to change company then.
So once you change the company and you will go to the small organization, they will not means with the period of time, obviously you will be at high, you will be getting
Ah.
high paid high, okay. But buy if you think that you will not, again you are choosing to opt out to learn the technology,
Hmm.
right? You again trying
Hmm.
to switch the company and you are asking to join the mid-level organization or startup where things are
Hmm.
they are doing it manually, right? Again, thing is that you will
Yes,
not
that
getting
is the
paid.
issue here.
Yeah, again that you will not getting paid uh,
Hmm.
that amount, okay? Because uh, there is no option that you have to learn this automation, right?
Correct.
There is no other option because everything is based on the know profit, right? Big
Hmm.
organization have big profit and they have a uh, financial appetite or to pay their employee larger amount
Hmm.
just because they have a capability to work on this tool, right? And
Hmm.
if you opt that you will switch the company, I don't think it will be a good good choice actually. Because
Yes.
one day you have to learn these things, right?
Hmm.
You cannot leave this because the journey will be more difficult and complicated ahead if you are not going to learn these things,
Yes.
right? Because nowadays I'm saying 80% of organization are using this automation tool, and you are saying that you have not get a chance to work with that, or even you are not
I
aware.
I have worked with like MNCs as well and this startup as well, but I haven't got any chance to,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
get
it
a
could be
hands on
possible
these
that
tools.
you could not get the chance, but thing is that even though you
I
could
don't
not
know
get a
why they are
chance.
not using it. They are like mostly using uh,
Mhm.
tools like normal tools,
I
Power BI,
understand.
Power Automate, these things.
No, no, I am talking about especially for this audit tool,
Yeah, just
GRC
for
or
audit, yeah,
automation.
GRC tool.
Yeah. So I think
No, still I haven't
I
got.
think big four are using these tools.
Big four are using, yes. I have to get into
Yeah.
this big four then.
Then
KPMG and all.
that is a good thing, right? That is
Ah,
you will get promoted then.
Yes.
Yeah.
Those are
So
very costly tools as well. That's why these small companies are
yeah,
not using it.
obviously these are the costly,
Mm. Even
but
the service now I proposed in my organization as well. I proposed like we can use this service now GRC module as well. But again, those are very costly tools.
yeah, it's based on the subscription basically. So service now
Hmm.
ticketing tool they are using, I think, but uh,
Ah, yes, yes.
that GRC tool is again they have a
There
subscription
is
base,
separate
so
module, subscription
yeah,
based.
yeah, separate module. So I told you that everything is going around and around around the business profit, right? So
Mm-hmm.
they
If
want to
they can like manage
uh,
normally, then why using tool?
yeah, they want to
That's their
they
theory.
don't want to spend much into the security or automation, right?
Ah,
So that is the main reason. But one day they also they have to
yes,
invest in
yes,
these things.
yes. Mm.
Even
Every day audit is getting more
even
complicated.
you just uh, mark my words that like
Hmm.
nowadays trainers are giving the training you know to the candidates, but in coming days agent will going to give the training. Got my point?
Definitely,
Yeah, yeah.
definitely.
So there will be a more competition between human and agent in coming days.
Hmm. These are getting smarter and smarter, these agents.
Yeah, very much, very smart. Because the technology they are using are they are increasing exponentially basically.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Let's
So
see. But
initially
we
AI
have to just.
initially AI has emerged as a chatbot, as a simple chatbot, right? And
Ah,
even
yes.
if you ask something, they will not give you the exact answer. They are not capable of doing that. But
Hmm.
later on, day by day, now see, they have. It is like similar way. If you do you aware about the Moore's law? Moore's law in electronics. Uh,
Moore's law.
yeah, it says that
Oh.
within the period of time, in every 10 year or 5 year, the
Hmm.
size of the chip will become half. Chip size.
Oh.
Yeah, this is where
This.
CPU will be installed, the entire chip.
Hmm.
So as you see earlier in 80s and 1980s or 90s, we have a huge workstation, we have a huge computers, desktop,
Yes,
right?
yes.
But
Hmm.
day by day, their size will going to reduce drastically.
Hmm.
So this all this happened due to that Moore's law. So
Oh.
because and then the intelligence will be doubled and the size will be reduced accordingly.
Hmm.
So nowadays the chip which we are using currently Intel, they have a millions
Hmm.
of transistors inside it, millions and billions of transistors. You even cannot imagine it.
Hmm. Hmm.
Millions and billions of transistors are there. So I think in the similar way, the AI is going to, increase their capability. So day by day,
They are already doing
uh,
it.
so we have to actually change the mode of earning also accordingly.
We have to build our own AI for audit.
Yeah, you can build, but it's an expensive thing because for building an
I mean, data
application,
center, I know how expensive these GPUs are.
yeah, because
13, 14
for
lakhs for
uh,
one GPU.
the data center cost is nowadays increased because thing is that to manage the because this AI and all these are consuming very large amount of energy, right? And
Mm-hmm.
the memory. So in order to meet their expectation, actually, uh, the server price and everything will be high because most of most of the spaces and will be accumulated by these servers who are uh, using the AI, because
Hmm.
AI is using a large language model which has a very
Yes.
vast data set actually.
Hmm.
It is very easy to see here in the system, and whatever you are asking, you will get. But on on the back end side, uh, they are very com heavy
Very,
infrastructure
very,
are used
very,
to support
yes.
this, right? So this is the case actually. So that's why
And they're
nowadays
very
actually,
costly.
yeah, they're very costly. And nowadays, that is the reason the server and everything in the cloud spaces also means they have increased their price. And
Mm-hmm.
this is the actually
Because they are
another reason.
manufacturing only GPU. They
Yes,
are
yes.
stopped manufacturing this normal i10,
Hmm.
i20 processors.
So that is called the technology. So let's see what happen in future. Let's concentrate here only.
Yes.
Audit audit reporting. Okay.
Hmm.
So so the main objective of the audit reporting is to communicate audit objective, explain audit scope, describe the methodology, present findings, prioritize risk, recommend corrective action, and support management decision making. So
Hmm.
these are the major characteristic of the or purpose of the audit report. So if we talk about any enterprise level audit report structure, so on the top it should have executive summary, then audit objective, then after that it should be having audit scope, then audit methodology, then overall opinion, detailed findings, recommendation, management response, conclusion. These are the thing basically which an enterprise level audit report should have or must have.
Hmm.
Audit. So follow up audit basically we can say that uh, we need to follow up whatever changes we have mentioned or evidence based on the audit. We basically ask the team to implement the changes or implement the controls as per our uh, assessment. So
Hmm.
we perform the follow-up audit on the with the team that whether they have made the changes accordingly or not, so that we can basically go go for the second round of audit, so that we can ensure that whatever changes we have or control we have suggested to implement, that all has been implemented. Okay, so that is called the follow-up audit basically.
Okay.
So you can see like this, the audit will not complete when the report is issued. You have performed an audit, you have everything, and you have submitted report. It is not complete. It is only complete when corrective action has been verified. You got my point?
Hmm.
So whether they have correctively uh, taken the action and implemented what as per our suggestion or not, we need to verify that. Once
Hmm.
they verify that, that means everything has been properly closed.
Yes.
So follow-up process include audit report on top, on very top, audit report is there, then management action plan, then implementation, audit collection, retesting, validation, closure, and dashboard reporting. So retesting is the process where we basically after the follow-up audit, we do another round of audit so that we ensure that whatever uh, suggestions or measures we have discussed during the audit, a team has implemented it successfully,
Hmm.
right? So if we talk about the types of follow-up audit, so it will be scheduled follow-up, risk-based follow-up, regulatory follow-up, or continuous monitoring. Scheduled follow-up means you have performed the assessment and everything, and you suggest them that these are the controls which need to be implemented during these are the multiple controls which is required, okay, to implement.
Hmm.
Then you have provided them time for 1 week or 10 days, okay. So after that, you will means after 10 days you have scheduled that after 10 days you will go for the follow-up audit. So that is comes under the scheduled follow-up. Risk-based follow-up where we basically identify or classify the risk and the critical and high category assets or risk. Basically, we have suggested them to basically here the scope will be only concentrated on the critical and high risk. Okay, so we will only follow up for the critical risk and the high risk. So you got my
Okay.
point. We are not going to follow for the entire controls.
Everything. Hmm.
We are not going to cover everything. We are focused only on the critical and
Critical and high.
high risk. So that is called the risk-based
Hmm.
follow-up. Regulatory follow-up, suppose RBI has released their own new circular related with the PCI DSS. Okay, so
Hmm.
all the organizations who are handling basically this uh, credit card data basically or card data, they need to be comply by that. Okay, so
Hmm.
the auditor has to perform the follow-up on focusing on that regulatory requirement only. You got my point?
Okay.
So that is
Hmm.
called the regulatory follow-up. Continuous monitoring. Yeah, the continuous monitoring, it is an internal process basically. It comes under the internal audit where you your team is included to continuously assess your environment
Hmm.
and your tool or key assets basically. Okay, so that
Okay.
you can you can ensure or management can ensure that whatever has been suggested are still means properly has been implemented and is still working for that particular period of time. So that is called the continuous improvement that is comes under that, right?
Hmm.
So there are four types of follow-up audit: scheduled follow-up, risk-based follow-up, regulatory follow-up, and continuous monitoring.
Continuous follow. Hmm. Noted.
Great. Then we have fraud consideration. What is fraud? Can you explain?
Fraud.
What do you understand by fraud?
Fraud, like in Hindi.
Sorry?
Fraud is fraud, like
Yeah, you can tell in Hindi also, no problem.
like if we did
Fraud,
something wrong. Well, I mean, how can I explain?
you can take an example for a bank also. You want to, uh, suppose you have visited any nearby ATM, okay, and
Hmm.
through ATM you inserted your card or not inserted your card, you are waiting there to someone is going to insert their card,
Someone to
okay.
insert their card, and I saw the pin.
Yeah, yeah, and
Uh,
then you have placed some any cloning device there in the way
Yes.
that the device has stolen
Replicate
their
the card.
data, yeah, their
Hmm.
card data. So later on, you are able to manage to you know take the extract the money or fetch the money using
Hmm.
that card, since you are aware about the pin. So that is
Yes.
a call. So here one thing is come is intention, right?
Hmm.
Your intention is always wrong at that time. You got my
Hmm.
point?
Yes.
So or or you saw that there is an old person who came into the ATM, and he is unable to move properly, but you support him and you take him to nearby ATM, and then you ask him to,
Hmm.
support him to fetching the money. Then what happened? While giving him entire money, you have just given him half of the money, hand over it, and you said,
Hmm.
okay,
Hmm.
no, no, this is a complete one. So here you are taking an opportunity. You got my point.
Hmm.
It's a kind of opportunity. You saw that it would be a kind of opportunity for me, and you should grab it. You think like this, okay?
Hmm.
So there are three terms comes under the fraud. One is pressure, another is opportunity, and then rationalization. Okay.
Hmm.
So either you work under the pressure, okay, that suppose you are having high financial pressure, and you want money at any
Hmm.
cost, right? Understand my point? So
Yes.
that basically what we call
Will
that
push it
basically
push
yeah
to
that
do the
yeah
fraud things. Hmm.
yes, that push you to perform such an activity which is not legal. You got my
Ethical,
point?
huh? Hmm.
Not ethical, not legal, and you will
Hmm.
then ready to do the fraud. Okay. Or if you see that
Yes.
if you identify that, or someone is going in the road, and he trying to pull out his pocket, and certain and at that time his pocket,
Hmm.
some money fell down, and you you saw it, and you just took it all the money, and
Hmm.
you have not hand over it to that guy. You just have it, and you will. So it's a
Kept
kind
it.
of opportunity, right?
Hmm. Yes.
So fraud, it is called a fraud triangle.
Fraud
Okay.
triangle.
Yeah,
Ah, the triangle in the notes. Yes.
that is called a fraud triangle. So these are the few conditions which make the person to commit the fraud.
Hmm.
Got it? So all
Hmm.
the time and those hackers who are continuously scanning the system of banks and all these things, they are
Hmm.
they they are basically trying to identify the opportunity, trying to identify the weakness into the system, right?
Hmm.
And from that weakness, they wanted to uh, convert that weakness into opportunity, and they try to uh, basically
Take profit.
uh, yeah, they try to take the advantage of that. That
Hmm.
that would be better, yeah. So so that is called the fraud. So always these three things will comes under that, right? And if any person is committing the fraud.
Hmm.
So what are the technical fraud indicators? And under the technical fraud indicators, like a shared admin account. If the
Hmm.
admin accounts are shared, it will be under risk. Okay. Disabled audit logs. If anyone has disabled audit logs, we cannot identify the or verify the uh, trail logs. Okay. Then
Hmm.
unauthorized privilege escalation. Even though a normal user do not have a right, even though he is managed to get the access of the privileged user. You got my point.
Hmm.
That is called unauthorized privilege
Yes.
escalation. Frequent emergency changes. Frequent emergency changes. Emergency changes are not very frequent. They are sometime it happened. But if anyhow someone is capable of performing the frequent emergency changes, that is also an indication of fraud. Log
Hmm.
deletion. Log has not been placed in an immutable database. It can be easily mutable or detected. So that is
Hmm.
also considered as a fraud. Suspicious after hours activity.
Hmm.
So generally in banks, once their what we call their timings, their work timings will be over, they would not
Hmm.
allow to enter into the machine. So, but even if after uh, their working hours, they are into there for long hours, there would be chance
Then
that
maybe there is a chance. Yes.
yeah, that
They are doing the
he
fraud.
might, yeah, he might, yeah, there would be chance that he might involve in such fraudulent activity.
Hmm.
So, in order to o overview these things or review these things, we need to ask for the evidence like audit logs, database logs, SIM alerts, access reviews, HR records. These things we can ask, right?
Hmm.
So these are this is the main motive of the basically having the behind the fraud. Okay, fine. So case studies. Case studies. Fine. So how much is left now? Fine. So we have basically covered almost all the domain one, and now we will going to cover the case studies basically. Okay. So that is an
Hmm.
enterprise case studies. Okay. So for Active Directory basically, so it's a business scenario basically. A regional bank core Active Directory environment manage authentication for 8,000 employees across branches and corporate location. Following
Hmm.
a recent industry breach involve privilege ID account compromise. Okay, the audit committee has requested an independent review of AD security control. Okay, I would like you to explain this.
A regional bank. Wait, can we take like 1 minute break? Huh?
Yeah, yeah, sure,
After
definitely.
then we can continue.
We can have a 10 minute break if you want. Yeah, definitely.
Yes.
So by 4:15, can we rejoin?
Sure, sure, sure.
Fine,
Yes.
fine. In case you
Okay.
find any such kind of thing, or you think that you required a break, just speak it up. Okay, no issue in that.
Ah, yes,
Fine.
yes. Yes.
Okay, then we will connect at 4:15. Okay.
Yes. Okay.
Okay. Thank you. Hi Devrat, are you back now?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. My screen is visible.
Yes.
Okay, so let's start with uh, case study for Active Directory.
Hmm.
Uh, just explain to me. I want you to explain it.
Case study business scenario. A regional bank's core Active Directory environment manages authentication of 8,000 people across branch and corporate location following a recent industry breach involving regulatory account compromise. Audit committee has requested an independent review of IT security controls. So yes, so the one of the bank's Active Directory environment, the audit committee wants to review it because there is one breach in the industry, security breach.
Okay,
So internal audit committee wants to review the security posture of Active Directory.
okay, fine. So, so you have like audit objective, audit uh, control objective, technical testing. These things. Uh, just just explain me everything. I mean, what is your understanding on this?
So like so everything like one by one
Yeah,
for the
in
first
that
scenario
scenario,
only or like one by one
just
for the
for
scenario
this,
number one only.
yeah, for the Active Directory only scenario.
Oh, okay. So all this thing is a one case study, right?
Yeah, yeah, this is the
Okay.
one
So
case
did
study. Yeah,
hmm.
this is the first one is the
So
for
audit.
Active Directory. You need to explain it.
Acha, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. The audit objective determine whether Active Directory access control, privilege groups, members, membership, and
Like
password
think like
policy.
that. I am think in the way that I am not. I'm a layman. I do not understand of these things. So you need to
Yes. So
explain
audit.
everything. Yeah.
So Active Directory access control will be our audit objective. Like we have to check everything within Active Directory, like access control has been properly implemented or not. Privilege group membership, we have to check password policy, you know, MFA, privilege escalation,
Mm-hmm.
and unauthorized access of any user is there or not. So this will be our audit objective. This is what we have to check
Mm-hmm.
based on above scenario. In the control objective, only authorize currently active personnel hold ID account, privilege group members, domain admin, identifier password of policy, mate, organization listener requirement. So yes, same. I mean, we have to check like only authorized personnel have the access to the AD or not. Um,
Mm-hmm.
this group policy has been properly reviewed or not in any such frequency. Okay, password and locking policy like screen lock, session expiry, and everything. We have to check whether it is meeting organization baseline requirements. Like as per the
Mm-hmm.
policy, whatever 15-minute password length, 12 character or whatever, we have to check all those. So that is our
Mm-hmm.
control objective.
Okay.
Technical testing, uh, extract and review, domain admin and other privilege group membership, external review. Okay, review password. It's the same thing. I mean, in the technical perspective, we have to extract the GPO of any sample users. Then we have to verify whether they are meeting the policy, password policy or not. whether they are meeting the complexity, length, lockout threshold, everything.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then for the for the inactive users, we have to check whether they are removed from the system or not, and review privilege account logon activity via window event logs. We have to check all these technical parameters as well, whether they are aligned with our policies or not.
Okay.
Right. So, what is that next evidence required? AD group membership exports. Yeah, from the Active Directory itself, we can request the all the policies which are there in AD, that first, and sample users GPU policy we can extract, and then we can map both. Configuration required, dormant account, report reconciliation again. HR. Okay. We can take list from the HR as well, whether they
Mm.
have given the same number of users for the onboarding, and the same number has to be there in the Active Directory as well. They have to be in sync.
Okay.
Privilege account log on event logs, the same thing. Privilege account also, their login and review has to be, uh, evidence has to be asked from the SMEs.
Okay.
What is this now? Audit findings: 38 accounts held over in admin privilege, of which 11 belongs to personnel whose job role did not required. Okay, so this will be one of the finding, because 38 account holders, domain admin privilege, they have the admin privileges, of which 18 belongs to personnel whose job. So 11 members does not require that, but still they have the rights of admin. And 4 belongs to employee who had left the organization, which is like a major funding.
Mm.
They has to be like removed within 1 day or 24 hour, or whatever as per the policy, but they are still there over 60 period. Yes. So yes, risk rating will be critical. Recommendation: immediately remove unauthorized domain admin members, and implement a quarterly privilege access review reconciliation process. Integrated it directly into the HR on offboarding workflow. Yes. So yeah, that's same we have to recommend. We have to strengthen more, exit management. We have to more align our HR offboarding workflow with the Active Directory.
Mm.
And yes, and review frequency for privilege
Okay.
access.
Okay. So, based on this scenario, a few things you need to follow. That what are the parameters which we need to check, and while
Hmm.
preparing the report, what are the parameters we need to include. So first is your business scenario. So you need to must identify what is the business scenario, right?
Hmm.
Then audit objective, what would be the objective based on the business scenario, right? Then on the
Hmm.
basis of that, control objective will be defined, or control objective will be derived from audit objective. Okay. Then
Hmm.
these control objective will be backed by the technical testing. So these
Hmm.
are the control objective we have defined, that we need to, the only authorized person need to have access to the AD account. Privileged group members is minimal and justified, right? And
Hmm.
password and lockout policies meet organization baseline requirement, right? So these things we need to validate it on in our technical testing. Okay. So at
Hmm.
technical level, we need to test all these things. And so for that, basically, what are the list of evidences we required? We can ask from the respective engineering team the required evidence. Then we need to
Hmm.
review it, and then we have to come up with our audit findings. Okay. So like our
Hmm.
audit findings would be like 38 accounts held domain admin privilege. of which 11 belongs to personnel whose jobs role did
mm,
not require this level of access. Okay. And 4 belong to employees
mm,
who had left the organization over 60 days prior. So if
mm,
11 belongs to person whose jobs role did not require this level of access, means these 11 employees uh, roles and responsibilities has not aligned with the group admin, right?
mm,
They are their roles and responsibilities are aligned as a normal user, but in spite of
mm.
that,
They
they
have
have
given
been
admin
assigned
you.
privilege admin, okay, access,
Mm,
right? And apart from that, 4 belongs to employees who had left the organization over 60 days prior. Means 2 months before they have left the organization, is still they are having access to the that privilege account. Okay, so
mm.
that is means proper deprovisioning has not been taken place properly. Okay, so
Yes.
these are called the dormant account. Okay, which are still there,
Mm,
right?
mm.
So these account can be used to perform the fraudulent activity. Uh,
Yes.
if because every time the hackers are always into the search of such kind of dormant account or ghost account, okay, where
Mm,
they can basically uh, have the privilege escalation, and then they can perform the malicious activity, and then later on they can do the lateral movement and will able to infect other system also, right?
mm.
So these accounts need to be uh, blocked as early as possible. Okay, so this is a critical NC basically. Okay, so
Yes.
recommendation is given here that immediately remove unauthorized domain admin members. Okay, and
Mm,
implement a quarterly privilege access reconciliation process. So there, uh, I don't think from the last 2 months, reconciliation process has been performed. So that is
mm.
also recommend here, and integrate AD provisioning directly into the HR offboarding workflow. And they are here it is recommending to implement the AD provision directly into the HR offboard workflow. So when we integrate the AD provisioning directly into the HR offboarding workflow, once the HR offboard to the offboard the employee, the respective AD account has also been uh, deprovisioned. You got my point.
Mm.
Here,
Yes.
actually, but previously these two activities are separate. So
Mm,
once the HR basically deprovision it the user, then they inform to the AD team, then AD team will work on it. So might be in this case,
there is some
HR has not
mismatch.
informed. Yeah, HR has not
Mm,
informed to the AD team, and that is the might be the reason AD team has not disable that AD account. So these things are happening.
mm.
Okay, just give me 1 minute. Okay, just give me.
Yes, yes.
Yes, so let's have another case study, which is firewall audit. Am I audible?
Mm, yes.
Yeah. So here the business scenario is Uh, an e-commerce organization perimeter firewall rules base has grown organically over 5 years with a minimum formal review, supporting both customer facing and internal corporate network segments. Okay, So means that there is an e-commerce organization whose perimeter firewalls base has grown organically over 5 years. That means uh, their fiber rules they have basically implemented during the entire 5 years of span. The multiple rules
Mm,
have been implemented. Okay, with minimal formal review. Rules are getting implemented, and uh, by the period of time. But thing is that review, formal review of those rules has not been performed. Supporting both
mm,
customer facing and internal corporate network segments. So here, that e-commerce is supporting both customer facing as well as internal corporate network segment. Okay, so the audit
mm,
objective here, we have to audit objective would be assess whether firewall rules enforce least privilege network access and are appropriately authorized, documented, and periodically reviewed. Okay, so here our objective would be to perform the assessment whether the firewall rule enforce whatever the rules have been enforced, least privilege network access. It should be based on the least network privilege access. You got my point.
mm,
Only the as per the need to know basis. Okay, need to know
mm,
basis. Only those uh, firewall rules should be enforced who can have the access. Okay, to the network and are appropriately authorized, and those who are having access it should be appropriately authorized, documented, and periodically reviewed. Okay, so you got my
mm,
point. Those people who are get having the access to the network, uh, those users should be properly authorized, it should be properly documented and periodically reviewed. Okay, so our control objective will be we need to prepare the control objective based on this audit objective. All firewall rules have a documented business justification, are approved through change management, and on use redundant rules are periodically identified and removed. As you can see that during the entire five span of time, the rules will grown up organically. Means we many people have come and many network engineer have come and they implemented the rule, but thing is
mm.
that those rules have not been reviewed over this period of time. So there is a bunch of rules are there, but thing is that uh, uh,
It has not
uh,
been reviewed properly, or
yeah,
any
the
uh,
those rules
firewall
which
rule
are
review basically not happened.
yeah, yeah. So those rules which are not, appropriate or which are not required, basically, that has to be removed. But that has
Mm,
not happened actually. Okay. So the control objective would be all five rules have a documented business justification. Means business justification is required, documented, approved through change management. Uh, so through change management process, proper change management process, it should be approved, and unused
mm,
and redundant rules, those who are multiple rules are implemented, should be periodically identified and removed. This is the
mm,
control objective. Technical testing, how we perform this test: export the full firewall rules base. Okay,
mm,
we need to export the entire firewall rule base, identify any or overlay board rules. We need to identify any rules and cross-reference a simple of rules against change management ticket. Identify rules with zero traffic hits over the past 6 months. Any rules are basically the rule. Basically, it should be avoided in firewall.
mm.
Basically, by default, it all the increase basically net uh, increased traffic should be
Increase out
denied.
yes, yes. Mm,
Increase should be denied by default.
mm,
Okay, so any traffic should be basically denied, right? And cross-reference a sample of rules against change management ticket. We have to select the sample rule, and we need to check against over the change management. Means who has initiated that change for the
mm,
particular rule, who has approved it, who has approved it, whether it is properly implemented or not, right? So the entire change management process has to be followed, right?
Yeah.
For the respective sample rule, okay, and are periodically identified and removed. And sorry, identify routes with zero traffic change management tickets, and identify routes with zero traffic hits over the past 6 months, and identify routes with zero traffic hits over the past 6 months.
Which is of no
What?
use. Mm.
Yeah, because those routes are having a zero traffic hits because there is
Mm.
no traffic in that basically. So that means these rules are not required basically,
Used.
right? Yeah.
Mm.
So such way we need to perform the technical testing and then evidence requirements. So based on that, we require the evidence like firewall rules, base export. Uh, we ask for the firewall rule base export document, change management ticket for sample rules. Suppose we have selected 5 sample rules, and for that we can ask for the change management ticket that when these rules were who has raised the ticket for the change, who has approved it, who has deployed, right?
Mm.
What are the post-implemented review uh, effect, all these things uh,
Mm.
we're able to get from the ticket, okay? And firewall rule based export change management rule ticket and firewall traffic hit count logs. See here, firewall traffic hit count logs. This is one important thing that for which IPs the traffic is high. You got my point. Uh,
Traffic hit
Firewall traffic hit count logs.
count
Like there
logs.
are
Okay.
yeah, there are n number of IPs are there. They might for different like different application, different website. So there
Mm-hmm.
are n number of IPs are there. We need to basically cross-check the traffic hit on hit logs on those
Okay.
IPs. Okay. Most recent rule review sign off document. So when the most recently rule has been reviewed, that document
Mm.
will require. Got my point.
Yes.
So these are the evidence we required. Audit findings 70. Suppose an audit has been done and few findings has come out, which is like 17 any permissive rules were identified with no
Mm.
documented business justification. Means 17 rules are there who are the permissive rules, means they are allowing traffic to entering into the network,
Mm.
right? But no business justification has been identified, means for why these ports are open or why these IPs have been allowed. This
Mm.
has not been justified. And 62 rules showed zero traffic in the past 6 months. 62 rules showed zero traffic in the past 6 months, means these 64 rules are having no use because there is no traffic, right?
Mm.
You got my point.
So
So
that has to be.
these are the redundant rule which need to be
Mm.
removed, right? And indicating they may be obsolete, means it should be
Mm-hmm.
obsolete. These rules must be removed, right? So,
Yes.
and this 17, any permissive rule, we need to ask for the justification why it is. Uh, okay, so we can now go for the justification of that of this, and if we think that justification is okay, or if we think that it is not justifiable,
Mm.
then we can
Required or not,
uh,
that's it we know.
yeah
We want to know.
we can submit our report accordingly to the
Mm-hmm.
management, right? So it's a high
Yes.
risk, and recommendation would be conduct a structured firewall rule cleanup. Got it?
Mm.
Got it? So a structured firewall uh, rule cleanup is required with business justification, a validation for each retained rule, implement an annual mandatory firewall rule reconciliation. Okay,
Mm.
process owned by network security. So
Yes.
annual mandatory firewall rule reconciliation is required so
Mm.
that excessive rule cannot be implemented, and for those rules who are allowing the permissive activity means who is allowing the IPs to
Hmm.
have the s- through that network can be accessible should have the business justification, right? So these things
Yes.
we need to we can recommend basically.
Hmm.
Then we have Azure IAM audit basically. Business scenario would be a financial service firm has migrated core application to Microsoft Azure, right?
Hmm.
From on-premises to cloud, they have basically migrated their financial services over the past 18 months with Azure ID serving as the central identity provider for both employees and the application service principal. Okay, they are
Application.
providing services
Hmm.
to the uh, employees as well as the application service principals. Audit objective would be determine whether Azure IAM rule assignment, conditional access policies, and privilege identity management follows least privilege principle or not. Least privilege
Hmm.
means uh, only that amount of privilege should be provided which is need to know basis, which is required,
Hmm.
or which is as per the roles and responsibility of the employer. That should be only given. So here the control objective is as your role-based access control assignment are
Hmm.
scoped appropriately. Okay, so multi-factor authentication is enforced for all privilege roles. Privilege identity management PIMS is used for the just-in-time elevation rather than standing access. Got my point. So these are the control objective which need to be tested, right? Then technical
Yes.
testing. Review Azure RBAC role
RBAC
assignment
policy.
at
Hmm.
subscription and resource group scope. At subscription and resource group scope level, we need to review the RBAC role.
Hmm.
Confirm MFA. We need to confirm MFA enforcement via conditional access policy. Okay.
Hmm.
Uh, then access whether the PIM is configured for the eligible assignment of privilege roles such as global administrator and owner. Okay. So we need to check that whether PIM is configured for
This
eligible
also.
assignment role, privilege roles
Hmm.
or global administrator and owner. Okay. That need to
Hmm.
be test. Then evidence requirement, we can ask for the evidence. Azure RBAC role assignment export. This can be asked from the audit team. Conditional access policy configuration. PIM eligible versus active assignment report. Okay. And
Hmm.
Azure AD sign-in logs for privilege account. Means we need to ask for the RBAC role assignment export. So there will be a system generated sheet where you will get all the users who is having RBAC access. Okay.
Hmm.
Then conditional access policy configuration. Conditional access policy configuration is means based on the condition only a user can have access the particular
Hmm.
application, right? Suppose if he is a manager level, then only he is access to privilege account like that. So it is a kind of a condition based access. Okay. PIM eligible
Hmm.
versus active assignment report. So we need to identify. We can ask for the users who is having the PIM eligibility. Means who are configured into the PIM versus active assignment report. Right, active assignment basically those who are having for related with all the list of employee users who are having access to the uh, this Azure.
Hmm.
So we need to compare in between that between the normal user and between the privileged users. So we can compare using that. And Azure AD
Okay.
sign-in logs. Azure AD sign-in logs for privilege account. We need to sign in logs. Why we are requiring the Azure AD sign in logs for the privilege account? Uh, we need to check their activity logs. You got my point?
Hmm.
So
Yes.
what activity they have performed, we can check using that, right? So after till here, any question, any everything is clear?
No.
What
Yes. Yes.
I mean, everything is okay, right? You understood, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Then audit findings, suppose audit has been performed. So what comes under the audit finding? Nine users accounts held permanent, standing, global administrator or owner role assignments rather than PIM eligible, just in time
Hmm.
assignment, right? So you got it, means they are a standing having the held permanent access to the PIM, and it should be just in time assignment.
Hmm.
I've discussed just in time. So as and
Yes.
when required, only for that period only the privileged
They
user
can
should have
access it.
access. Yeah,
Hmm.
but they have a standing permanent access, right? For nine users,
Hmm.
and three of these accounts did not have MFA in force. Three accounts, three accounts do not have MFA, so that means it will be risky.
It's
Means
a major finding.
yeah, MFA is not, that means anyone can, if anyone is having user ID and password, can able to
Can
access
directly
it.
log in. Hmm.
Yeah, so it will be critical, uh, NC, and
Hmm.
so recommendation would be to convert all standing global administrator owner assignment to PIM eligible time bound
Hmm.
assignment, right? So it should be
Yes.
all should be PIM eligible and time bound assignment, and enforce
Hmm.
MFA organization wide for all privilege rules without exception. For the entire organization, MFA has to be enforced, right?
Enforced. Hmm.
Without exception. Implement periodic access review with Azure Ready Access Review. We need to
Hmm.
implement the periodic access review. Periodic access review and reconciliation should be recommended here
Hmm.
with Azure Ready Access Review. Okay,
Hmm.
so this is one case study for Azure.
How many cases studied?
Yeah, there. So it is good for you now. I mean, only two we have discussed, I think. Three,
Two, three.
three. Okay. It will
It's like
actually,
we are at the half of the page of this PDF, but still like I keep
yeah,
seeing this
yeah.
case studies.
So don't worry, we will continue tomorrow also, basically.
Same domain one only.
Yeah, yeah. So we will go for like 2 days for each domain we will provide. Okay.
Oh, I thought
So
one day, one domain.
how it could be possible? Because I have to cover the sample questions also for each domain,
Ah,
right?
so
It will not be
tomorrow,
tomorrow will be a questionnaire session, and also we will see whether we will able to cover it here, or if you want, then we can also provide you this document so that you can go through the case
the
study of your
theory
own.
part I can go through. That's not issue.
So you can understand and go through this case study, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
Fine, fine.
If I have any
So,
doubt, I will note it down and I will ask you. No, no issue.
okay, fine. Then, no problem. So what I will do, I
There
will
are
ask,
so many case
yeah,
studies.
I will ask my team to provide you this document, and you will go through it. And tomorrow, basically, we will focus on
Hmm.
the questions, okay,
Question
related with
answer.
the,
Yes,
yeah, related with the domain one. Got it?
yes, yes.
So this will basically, because without question, it will not be clear what kind of, question will be asked in the exam, and what would be the
Hmm,
structure of
hmm,
the question, what kind of scenario can we place, right?
hmm,
So
hmm,
although the question will be asked on scenario based, but at least if we go through as much questions as much as possible, so it will be good for us, right?
Definitely, my focus is
So
also on question
yeah,
solving
I
questions
mean,
only.
yeah, I mean, solving
Theory I
question
can
is
again. Uh,
I mean, you are right, but thing is that being an instructor, I have to, go through all theories and all these things also,
yes, yes,
right?
yes, yes.
If I am only focusing on only question, you guys will come tomorrow and say, "Oh, sir, you
Uh,
have not taught us any theory," and you directly jump into the question, right? So
uh,
that thing happened actually. Earlier also that thing happened actually. So that's why I recommend on one day, entire one day for the focus on the your theory part,
it's fine, it's fine.
and then rest of the part on the questionnaire. Okay.
No
So and
problem.
you have also not completed that uh, exam which you have
The group
provided
one,
you.
na? Today,
Yeah.
yes, yes. After this session, I have to do.
Okay, then I think you should complete if you will comfortable in going through this by your own, then we will
Yes,
provide you
yes,
this
yes.
document and
Hmm.
you do one thing, just complete that questions, okay, that paper,
Yes,
okay, and
definitely.
tomorrow we will tomorrow we will working on the questionnaire, okay, sample questionnaire.
Okay,
Fine.
okay. Only for
So
domain one, na?
only for domain, yes.
Hmm.
Okay. So
Fine.
fine, then we can wrap up for today's session, and
Yes, yes, yes.
you can give your exam and just share us the screenshot of the that score,
So
whatever you will got. Okay.
the screenshot I cannot show share on group.
You share
I
on
have
to the
I can
Abhay.
share here. Huh? Abhay directly.
Yeah, you can share over to the Abhay. Yeah, he will
Okay, and I
or
will
you.
tell him to share it with you.
Yeah, he will provide us. Okay.
Fine
So
then.
whenever you get a time, you just complete the exam. By today only try to complete it because
Yeah,
tomorrow
yeah,
we will,
today.
because once you complete that questionnaire, so you will get more insight about the structure of the questions, right? That will
Yes,
be fine.
yes.
Fine
Hmm.
then, Devrat, for today we are good to wrap up the call, and then we will
Yes.
continue tomorrow. Okay. Fine. Any
Yes.
query, any question, anything which you have not understood or any doubt, something.
No, no, no. I have noted
I
what I have
I
to
I
revise, na?
Okay. I hope everything is clear during entire session,
Yes,
right?
yes.
I am not too fast or too slow.
No,
My
no, no.
pace is also
Perfect,
okay,
perfect.
right?
Yes.
Fine, fine. Then fine. We will connect tomorrow. Just when
Hmm.
once you complete your exam, just share the screenshot to
I will share
Abhay.
the screenshot
Yeah.
too. Yes,
Okay.
okay. Hmm.
Fine, fine. So thank you for joining. We'll connect
Yes,
tomorrow.
thank you.
Okay. Have a nice day.
Yes,
Bye.
thank you. Bye.
Thank you.